Hey guys, welcome to my channel, everyone. This is another episode with your girl, Mommy So True, another story on Survivor to Survivor. Guys, I'm excited to introduce this story to the world and let you all know that really, again, you're not by yourself. You need to understand that to the core. Survivor to Survivor is intended for you to hear other stories so that you can really better assess your situation, get the motivation that you need, and water yourself so you can become strong to escape this dark matrix. So, man, I don't know, something is giving me the butterflies, and I'm taking that as a sign, and I'm so ready to hear this. How are you doing today, Survivor?
I'm doing well, thank you.
We're so happy
Nice to
to
be
have you.
on your show.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. Nice to know that you're here, ready to share your story and ready to continue on your healing path to, healing your life. So, man, what's on your mind? What brought you here? I would love to know how you got to this very moment today and why you're ready to share your story.
Um, I am here today because I was in a marriage for over 39 years. We met and we were young people. And I came from an unstable, dysfunctional home, and so did he. And came together, and there the disaster began.
Mm,
And so I'm here just to warn and just to let younger women know, anybody, men, women, to
yeah.
know that you have power, you
Oh,
have strength.
oh,
Even though they tell you you don't, that's not true.
my God,
They're lying to you.
my God.
And you become a scapegoat and absorb all that garbage. I can't tell you the number of times I was told that I was garbage by my husband
Oh
on a
my,
daily.
oh my God.
And it's very demoralizing and it tears you apart. But here I am. I left 2 years ago,
Wow.
and I left running literally with my clothes on my back,
Mm,
bags of stuff, and left everything behind. At that point, I was so fearful of him that I couldn't even really plan properly.
yeah.
But I know that God wanted me to get the heck out of there,
Mm,
even before I did it. But I was stuck in a place, a very dark place.
yeah.
And it is dark.
Yeah.
There's nothing light about it.
No.
And I know some people think that evil is not real. It's real. It's real. It's a battle for your soul.
Yes.
Truly is.
Yes. Yes. Wow. I'm interested in hearing a little bit more about how you grew up and your family dynamic, the beginning of your story. Would you tell us a little bit about the family that you came from and how that affected you? What type of childhood did you live?
Well, my father was an alcoholic, and he married my mother very young. He took her, she was preteen. And so she was abused. Everybody got it. Uh, I don't remember a lot about my childhood, and that's how I know it's very dark,
Yeah.
because I used to pass out a lot. Like
Oh.
I couldn't deal with what was going on. Uh,
Mm,
there's a lot of abuse on all levels, on
mm,
every single level. So I adopted this people pleasing, haha, funny, let me make everybody feel better. And if I wasn't that playing that role, then I was the mess up. I was the scapegoat. I was the black sheep. I too sensitive.
mm.
Um, Stop talking so much. No, that's not real. That's not true.
Wow.
So I was very targeted. And also I was gaslit so much that I didn't even know if I was coming or going.
Mm. Wow.
And these are people that are supposed to love me and care for me. But there was none of that.
Yeah.
I thought there was that because I guess, I don't know, that was the only way for me to survive. But it's not true. There is no love in that atmosphere. And I remember being a young girl, and I had two older sisters. And one of them, I remember I was a kid and saying to her, "Oh, should I pray to God to take away these bad people?" And she said, "No, no, no, don't do that."
Mm.
It was something to that effect.
Wow. Did you all, was religion involved in your household growing up?
Not really. I
Okay.
think it was more like, I don't know what the right word, a facade or something.
Okay.
But I remember learning how to pray. And I used to pray all the time. And I can't even tell you, I was little.
Yeah.
And I was praying a lot
Yeah.
and being prayed on a lot.
Mm. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. How old were you when you met your husband?
Um, when I was a teenager, I had a boyfriend. And again, this is, uh, I wanted to be loved, but I didn't love myself, so I couldn't find it. So
Mm.
I had this boyfriend throughout school. And then when I graduated, he had broken up with me. I was acting out all over the place. I didn't, so I understand in hindsight, but when that happened, I had a breakdown. And my parents didn't know how to help me, didn't help me. So I had to go through that alone.
Mm.
And so my husband, we're separated. My husband, you know, locked onto me, and
Mm.
there it began. I was in my 20s. I think I was 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
And again, I knew it was wrong. I knew it. I felt it, but I ignored it
Why?
because I wanted to get away from where I lived.
Okay. What makes you say you knew it was wrong? What was wrong about him at that time?
I felt it. It was intuitive. He was mean. He was nasty. He
Okay.
um he
Okay.
disrespected me. And then at some point, he kind of did a little switch for a little while and was so attentive and loving and kind, or fake, buying me things, making me feel like he was the answer to everything and that life would be better for me.
Mm.
And instead, he infiltrated my family, my friends, and slowly but surely, uh, I lost. I lost everybody.
Wow. I
And he looks like he portrays like he's so nice, and he's not. He is not.
mm.
But he
Is
portrays us.
is he your age? Or is he
Yeah, he's a year older than I am.
okay, okay, okay. And where did he meet you exactly? How did he meet you?
We lived in the same neighborhood across the street from each other. So
Mm.
he told me that he would watch me and
Mm.
my ex-boyfriend, that he saw us back and forth. And then all of a sudden he noticed that this boy wasn't coming around because he had broken with me. And he said that's when he
Wow. So
he, figured
he
that he
plotted.
had an in. Exactly. Plotting.
Plotted. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. So, when you met him, how long was it before you guys got married?
We got married. I got pregnant.
Mm.
Got
Okay.
pregnant.
Okay.
And so I had our son, my son, and my ex, well, we're just separated, but my ex said something to the effect like, Like, he didn't want to marry me. He didn't want to marry him, but I insisted, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I had not insisted. But anyway, I guess he figured out that, I was good supply for him. I was a hard worker. I was conscientious. I cared. And I was trying to help him because, I guess in my mind, I thought like, wow, I can save this man and blah, blah, blah. No, no, you don't save people. Only God can do that for you. People can't save other people. And so, that was my mistake. But I still do not deserve what he did to me.
Absolutely.
And that's helpful to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So if you don't mind, Survivor, I would love to hear a little bit more about what you endured through that marriage. 39 years is a very long time. I understand how you got into it. I understand the root of the trauma for you. And I also understand there was some there for him. So we understand where his narcissism came from.
Absolutely.
However, that doesn't excuse being wicked, right? We also understand that because just like you went through hell growing up and he did, you didn't turn out that way. So I would love to hear from you. When did you really start noticing that this person was completely different from you? Because 39 years, that's a long time. What are some of the things that made you continue to try? Was it just wanting to help him, wanting to just keep your marriage going? Let's talk about that if you don't mind. I just want to hear about your journey through the marriage and the battle, the up and down. People need to hear this because there's so many people out there with that same struggle. It's been decades since they were with them. And some people are quick to, judge that, but it's like, there's a story behind that. This, like you said already, this is a battle. This isn't something you just were awoken to and you were just accepting abuse. Like it's really not like that. So I would love to hear your personal experience about this marriage and, what type of things happened and at what point did you finally become done is really what I want to hear.
I know that I was being devalued from the beginning. It was a vicious cycle. And because I grew up in the environment that I did, it seemed normal. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Men are really, really mistreat their wives because I saw my father do it to my mother. And so it became familiar. And so it was almost like I wasn't there. The woman I am today, that girl back then does not exist.
Yeah.
She's gone. She's died. Almost like a reverse full self. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. It's an awakening, like a spiritual awakening.
Very spiritual.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. It is spiritual.
It's so spiritual. It's crazy.
It is. It is. So he and his whole family, very abusive towards me because even though I was passive and scared, I don't know, I would always rise up and fight for myself and defend myself. So I was even more targeted. Yeah. I would say no a lot. No, I'm not going to do that for you. No, I'm not going to do that for this person. Blah, no. So I would get punished a lot.
My God.
A lot of punishment, a lot of, I was starved for attention, starved for love. My money was mishandled. He would rob me. I was the only one working. He didn't work. And so there's no excuse for me accepting that, except that I was not awake. I was just sort of like, oh, wow, This
This
is
is
odd, but I need to work. I need to take care of my child. And so anyway, he saw that in me. He saw that I was, that I cared. I cared about my health, about, the people around me. And so little by little, that sort of kept being pulled away, almost like I didn't even realize he would get me involved in things I didn't want to do, like buy things that I didn't want to buy that had nothing to do with me. He would talk so badly about me to the neighbors.
oh,
So I'd be coming home from work and the neighbors would look at me so strange. And in myself, I would be like, why are these people? Because I felt it.
yeah.
I felt it. It wasn't, it was intuitive.
Mm.
So people pay attention to your intuition. It does
Oh,
not lie. It
God.
is your best friend.
Okay. All right. All right now.
And so then he progressed to, he did drugs and
Hmm.
he drank a lot, to the point of insanity. Like
Hmm.
he could stay up all night, keeping me up all night, fighting with me, screaming at me, accusing me.
Yeah.
Um, and so I would have to go to work like a zombie. I don't know how I made it that long, up until retirement, which is what I am now, retired.
Wow.
And thank God I'm by myself.
Wow.
So he would be very violent. He would do crazy things and hurt himself,
Mm.
scream, and the whole neighborhood would hear him, humiliate me, curse me, isolate me.
Wow.
It's endless. It's endless. I was under the ground uh, by the time I was ready to leave 2 years ago. I tried to leave many, many times throughout the marriage, but I didn't know myself. I didn't know what to do. Nobody could tell me. Nobody could help me.
Wow.
I know that I had people around me who didn't have my best interests either, just like he did.
Mm.
And so it was a whole group of people. And so really it is a very lonely fight,
Mm.
but it's a fight nonetheless, because I came to know and believe that God was with me the whole time. Because a lot of people don't make it. They get killed.
We don't make it.
And they get killed, they kill themselves, they lose their minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and so
Oh,
he really, I mean, he was relentless. It's like I remember times looking in his eyes and saying, "It's me, look at me, I'm here." And
oh,
there was nothing. It
oh,
was nothing there. It was
oh,
black.
oh,
So the last straw for me was 2 years ago was, well, I stopped working. So, the whole retirement thing. So then COVID hit. So I was with him in COVID. So as you can imagine, he couldn't he could get fed like he was used to.
yeah.
So I was home. I was seeing everything he was doing.
Mm.
Uh, and So I just started like gray rocking, because then I looked up. I started just saying, what is going on here? Why? So then I learned to detach. I started detaching, which is so hard
Yeah.
after all those years.
All that time.
So
Yeah.
I was very entrenched in that trauma bond. It was
Oh,
very, very hard. But I knew that I wanted to leave. I said to God, Jesus, if you can get me out of here, if you could really help me get out of here, I will give my life to you.
oh,
And it came to pass. So anyway, I was doing the detaching, the gray rock, and he did not like it.
Oh no.
He became
Worse.
a monster.
Worse.
A monster. In my face, spitting in my face, not letting me sleep. Uh, just horrible stuff. And
Torturing.
torturing. And then I would torture myself because he was in my head. Like I would leave and he was still with me. I couldn't think for myself. It's just a really horrific, demonic attachment to something that is very, very evil.
My God.
So I did tell him these things. What happened was that then I started fighting, like really talking. And in hindsight, I wish I hadn't, but I didn't know how to do it any way but the way that I did it. So that's the only advice that I would say to somebody. Just, hang back. Don't let them know that you know. Don't let them know anything. Just try to act like the same and then plot your escape. And, because they will hurt you. Because then after I started doing all of that, I mean, he would scream, "You're killing me. You're killing me." And I said, "Oh my God, the demon is dying. The demon is dying because I'm standing up to him." So one time I said something in particular, which I don't really want to share too much details of that fight, but it was big. And I had put on a rosary and he cornered me and he grabbed me and he punched me several times in my upper body. And so I just held out the rosary and I said, "Get away from me." And he backed off.
Oh, wow.
And so then after that, I think I left maybe 4 or 5 months after that.
God.
But again, it was just a rush, but it was fine. That was the way it was supposed to be. That's how it went.
Yeah, you ran for your life.
I ran for my life, literally.
Literally. Because that's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just say, you know what? Do I really need a plan or do I really just need to go?
I needed to go at that point.
Yeah.
Because the trauma bond was so great.
You would have never.
It's scary.
Yeah.
I would have never left. And I'm glad I did. Because I would have been, like I said earlier, there's just only so many things you can be when you're with a person like that.
This has me in tears because you just don't even know how many people out there have that story. Someone is sitting with a man or a woman right now, praying and afraid and not sure how to leave, not sure if they can. And a lot of times I see people say they're stuck. And I'm just like, God, help your people, release your people. Being stuck to that is nothing but a death trap. So for me to hear someone has survived 39 years with this type of a demon, I know God is real. I know God is real. And I know that you were destined to be here because that's a lifetime of torture.
Thank you.
That's a lifetime of torture. That's a lifetime of hell with your family. And then to turn around and marry a demon. But only God, because how did you make it through that? How are you right here telling this to people? This is so deep to me. I'm sorry, but I something in my spirit is just so happy and sad at the same time because I feel like somebody somewhere needed to hear this so badly. 39 years. And I sit here and I talk about a relationship that didn't even last 2 years, a year. I can only imagine what you went through. I mean, oh my God, the devil really, really, really did whatever he could to make sure you would never be where you are today.
Yes.
Like you
Yes.
said,
And I appreciate
yeah.
that I mean, you are the only person, and I don't even know you, who has shown that amount of emotion, care, because nobody else cares.
I can't believe it. I'm hearing the person's voice in the story, and I'm just like, God is real. The devil really is real because you don't sound nothing like you've been through. And I'm pretty sure you don't even look like it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
I
like,
don't. I don't. And that's the wildest
God.
thing. That is the craziest thing. That's how I know that God is real. Because I do not look like, I look better now than when I have pictures. I have a picture of the day that I left. And you can see what I went through. You see it
Will
all.
never win. That's what that tells me. That's what that tells me. They can never win. It doesn't matter how much time you end up wasting with a narcissist. In the end, a chosen one is always going to make it as a winner because you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. You didn't choose that family. You didn't choose that abuse. You didn't deserve that. So at some point, God's glory has to be revealed, and this is how He does it.
Sure
He uses
does.
the pain to push you towards Him because the devil wanted to keep you away from Him. So
That's
this
the
is
truth.
the testimony. This is it. This is like the escape, getting away, and then learning that you were not the problem, and that really this was just a healing moment for your life overall because you are golden, you are chosen, you have a purpose. And so what if you're 80 years old and you're discovering? So what if you're 40? It don't matter.
True. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. What matters is you made it.
Yes.
You're
Yes. And I
alive enough.
still,
You're alive and you're sharing the story that's about to save God knows how many souls, maybe even help those souls get closer to God. Isn't that why
exactly.
we're here?
Yes. Amen.
Oh, this is so beautiful to me on so many levels. And I'm so sorry for this with all this
I appreciate it.
passion coming out of me, but I can't help it. This is really what I live for. That story just healed my life, made me see the importance of choosing yourself,
Yes.
of believing God is real and God is there with you,
Always.
has always been.
Always.
Oh, my sister, I thank you for sharing your story. I do.
Thank you.
I share it. Your strength is transferable. I'm pretty sure so many people are going to hear this and they're going to be strengthened because that's what we need. We need
Yes.
strength to be able to get past it and keep moving forward. I don't even know why I wore this hoodie.
Perfect.
Keep moving forward. We need the strength to just keep moving forward.
Yes.
Not easy. Those trauma bonds are hard. What?
They're very binding.
Oh, they are severe. They are the ultimate attachment. It's like
Yes.
permanent glue almost.
Yeah.
it takes God to break that. It does.
God broke it and he will break it.
And He
All you
will
have to
break it. Thank
just
you. Thank you.
pray for strength and ask him to do it for you. He
Yes,
will.
He
He did it for
will.
me.
He
And
will.
mine is a very, very hard case. And I know that there's people out there who have been married as long as I have, or even longer.
Yeah.
And I know they're out there
Mhm.
and they're still with their abuser, you know?
Yep. And there are
But
many that
mhm.
actually left too, because
Oh
I
yeah.
think their testimonies in the comments all the time.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, you guys heal me just as much as you feel like I help you. To see that makes me really check myself, and I make sure, man, I would never settle. I would never not set boundaries. Like I would
Yes.
never not put myself first. I would never not listen to the Holy Spirit that speaks,
Holy Spirit.
that intuition,
Yes,
feeling, that gut. That's the Holy Spirit.
I know. I
I
know.
would never not ignore that again because of what I went through and because of what you guys share. So for me, this is a blessing. You're a blessing to me in the world right now.
Thank you.
So much so. And I'm proud of you. The reason you were nervous is because, this had to be told.
Yes, and they don't want you to tell. They don't
What?
want you to
Tell
talk.
it.
They don't
Oh,
want you to
devil
talk. They
tried to
don't want you to
get it.
say a word about them.
Mm,
But they
mm,
are very dark, very evil, very selfish,
mm.
the opposite of what's good. They are the total opposite.
Complete opposite. The complete
And
opposite.
the funny thing is that everybody out there loved him. They thought he was like the best thing, even though they heard him kicking my ass and treating me abusively.
That's to me is
They
the
were
most
like, oh,
dangerous.
well,
That's the most dangerous part of it. It's
yeah,
not that's the most dangerous because that's the devil out here fooling the entire world.
absolutely.
The
And because I
entire
stayed to myself, I kept to myself.
and yeah, so nobody ever really witnessed what really happens or who he truly is
Right.
because you're not the type of person who was going to go around and smear his name.
Oh, heck no. No, no, no. That's not my way.
It's not you.
I mean, I would share with people close to me what was going on, but nobody could help me.
Yeah. They're
No, only,
blind.
yeah. And only God could help me in this position. And again, I wasn't aware of the flying monkeys and people who I thought were for me, who were really against me. But once I left, it was almost like a gift of sight.
A release.
Then I noticed,
Yeah.
then I noticed who's who and what's what. And once you see it, once I saw it, it scared me and it upset me. But my boundaries went quickly, quickly. It didn't take me long.
Yeah.
After all those years, now I see it more quickly. Yes, it's painful. You think certain people, but I got over it quickly because, if I could get over the ex, I can get over somebody that,
Yeah.
somebody like that, including anybody, mother, father, sister, brother, friend,
You're a beast.
acquaintance,
You're a beast now. There
I guess.
there's nothing that can be thrown your way that you cannot handle. And now at this point, you have such a high radar for emotionally abusive people that
Yes.
you just cannot settle for it. And that's what God wants.
Yes.
You stayed in the 39-year prison ship because
Prison.
God was forming the new you. It took 39 years to do it because the abuse before him was that deep.
Deep, dark,
It was 39
dark.
years of unwinding, unlearning, learning how to listen differently, pay attention. It took
Yeah,
39 years, but that's what it took. And that
that's what it took. And I'm grateful.
now you're this powerful vessel with 39 plus years of experience,
Amen.
full of healing power. Like your story alone is so healing. It's like, man, listen, 39 years made the most beautiful woman that I've yet to encounter. Like I'm blown away by this. This is really gonna F me up this weekend because I'm not gonna stop thinking about this.
Well, I
Now
really
my
appreciate
couple
it.
of videos may be based on how I'm feeling about this because I mean, like seriously, but you know what? It's about to shut down. Let me end our and if it cuts off, just come back so I can properly say goodbye to you. But
Okay.
man, world, that was great. I feel a sense of healing after hearing that. Shedding those tears did something powerful for me, and I would love to hear from you all who tuned into this story. So powerful, so motivating, such a testimony, and it resonates on so many levels from survivor to survivor. I'm happy she shared her story. Give us a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, and join the community if you need that support, if you need to get where you're destined to go and there's a narcissist in the way trying to stop you because the devil is using them. This is the place where you want to be. Thank you
Yeah.
for listening. The point is you're here now and you're going somewhere better. And that's the whole point. So I'm happy and I'm proud of you. And I
Thank you so much.
really, really encourage you to just, have all the compassion in the world for yourself because you didn't do it to yourself. You've only lived life how you know how to live it. And
Yeah.
you're such a beautiful person that you're willing to unlearn what's not been good and learn what's better. And that makes you a great person in my eyes. So kudos to you for surviving that matrix. You did it. And God is so good
Yes, he is.
what he has done with your life. Like
Yes.
I didn't expect this story. I didn't. I'm so happy I had the opportunity to meet you and hear it and you giving, this to the world. I'm so happy and proud of you. And I'm so touched. I can't say that enough. I'm so touched. Yeah.
And I just want to say that I appreciate the important work that you're doing
Oh,
because people need to hear and talk about this. They don't want you to talk about it.
no, they don't.
Those entities and that evil wants you to shut up and
Yeah.
no, use your voice, even
Yeah.
if you're scared. I'm scared speaking,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm pushing. I have to.
Yeah.
I have to speak up because I'm no longer a doormat to anyone or anything.
Oh,
Never again.
no.
I don't care if I have to be by myself.
Oh, my
I'd
God.
rather be alone
I'd
than
rather
to be
be
with people
alone.
who want to mistreat me.
Yeah. And we were not designed to even live or move in fear, anyways.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the biggest lie the narcissist does tell us is that we should be afraid of them and that
Yes,
they are over us and their words matter, their opinions matter, and what they think and feel matter. And that is the ultimate lie that we start with from a
yeah,
child.
from childhood, right. They
Yeah.
want to pen another warning. Don't hype them up. Don't do
Right.
it. Do
Don't,
not blow them up. They
don't,
don't appreciate it, and
no,
they use it against you, and they mess you up.
yeah,
So, there's
yeah,
only one God. People are not gods. Don't
no,
idolize people.
don't,
Don't don't accept their, mistreatment of you. Don't accept,
yes,
how do you call that? The disrespect, the
yeah,
level of disrespect. Do
don't,
not accept it.
don't.
Walk away.
The degrading and the downgrading and
All
the
of it.
no,
All of it.
away. Don't let no one make you feel like you are insignificant, that you are
Yes.
small, or that you're not worthy or good enough for anything.
Yes.
That's the biggest red flag with the narcissist, the way
It
they
is.
feel. They make you feel small.
They do. And now whenever I'm around someone who's behaving that way,
Your
my
radar goes,
it goes I
you get
shake,
very
I feel
uncomfortable.
sick,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't feel
yeah,
well,
yeah.
it makes me cry, I don't wanna be around it.
Yes.
It feels
That
bad.
you get really sensitive and just yeah,
You feel unsafe.
feel
And they
very
look you in the eye and they lie to you.
yeah. And they
So,
actually make you think you're crazy for looking at
yeah,
things. Yeah,
yes.
I'm done.
Thank you.
But that is the
Again,
battle. That's the battle we're fighting.
yeah, it's a battle. It's a
Yeah,
spiritual battle,
spiritual battle.
and it's real.
It's real.
So I know, people or psychiatry or whatever, they say, oh, they don't want to get into that, but that's what it is.
That's what it is.
And
They're
it starts
afraid.
in your childhood.
Yep,
That stuff sticks to you
it does.
and it chases you.
It does. It does.
But
Absolutely.
again, thank you again.
Thank
What a
thank
pleasure and an honor to speak to you.
absolutely.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.